Welcome back, my dark means, to the dark void ruled by me, now 51. And today we're back to random reaction. Wait, VTuber reaction? It's a random slash VTuber reaction. Never mind. I'm reacting to the fall, to how Nijisanji destroyed the reputation here. If you don't know what's happening during the situation right now, Nijisanji is basically falling. It's burned to the ground. If you don't know, I may go. It's burning. It's burning. And let's look up Nijisanji fall, and you're gonna see so many people from within the YouTuber community and outside the VTuber community. Community, basically commenting on this, letting everyone know what's happening. It is literally so big that it's getting so big that, like I said, it's getting outside of the VTuber community, which I'm glad for because a lot of people need to know this story and not let Nijisanji forget what happened here. But yeah, and plus, if you don't know, they have done so many idiotic things. They've revealed Doki's, and they did a statement which is idiotic about documents Doki sent over. They terminated her without letting her know and just posted it up. So there's a lot here at all. There's a lot here. So, and there's obviously there was actually recent stuff happening as well, which dude, it's just getting out of control here. What is happening? And it's not stopping. It's not stopping. So, and I was thinking, dude, should I make another WTF news? That's it. No. I think I've had enough for the time being. I'm just gonna let other people do that because, to me, I think I've already had enough anymore, and I think my brain will lose my mind. I think I'll lose my mind because I want to go back to reacting, not reporting on this constantly. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna be watching, basically how Nijisanji destroyed the reputation. But I will link. One thing though, there is something. A lawyer, an actual lawyer. I think it was Legal Mindset. Mindset. I don't know. I'm gonna be linking his channel down below. Well, the first video of the Selene thing down below, so you guys can go look that up yourself. Trust me, he knows what he's talking about. He's an actual lawyer. So if anyone has any disputes about this thing about Selene and Doki and Nijisanji, yeah, here he is. He's describing it. There is some bad things and good things about the situation that he talks about, but so far, it's pretty good. So yeah, I will leave the link down to that person, to that Legal Mindset, down below. And I have to say is that I'm so glad that this is all bringing everyone together. Now, I'm not happy the fact Nijisanji did this, but I'm happy that so many people is coming together to basically have Doki's back. I'm glad for this. I mean, I've seen so many people who I never thought to see together, basically getting together here to basically say their viewpoints of the topic right now. So yeah, I'm glad for that. I'm happy. Like I said, I'm not happy that Nijisanji, this is how it happened. I'm just glad that the fact that people are coming together, basically to help each other out and to help Doki out to make sure she gets justice around here. Well, yeah. Once again, I will leave the link to Legal Mindset's channel, well, to the first video that starts this whole looks into this down below, so that way you can look it up and see his thing. Like I said, he's an actual lawyer, right? So yeah, get ready for that. So I'll leave a link. Also, let's get back on topic. This is also from Rima Evenstar, and this is a video of how Nijisanji destroyed the reputation. And if you don't know, this came out on the 27th of January, so basically I think a week or two before Selene's termination, which I find hilarious. How, yeah, this video literally came out before, predicting the future possibly. But either way, yeah, yeah, we're gonna see. Like I said, this is the thing I wanted to watch before they kept screwing themselves over. But either, yeah, sorry that this intro has been so long. I just need to say those things. But yeah, let's get started. And before I continue, this is hosted by VTuber, and get ready because some VTubers are say-so, some VTubers are unsay-so, some VTubers show off their skin, some VTubers don't show off their skin. Some of them do, who have limited clothing on for the avatars. Some of them have full clothing, but some of them have accentuated bodies. Just to let you know, to show off, the jiggle physics, just to let you know. So yeah, be warned. if you're not alright with that, like, you can leave right now. I mean, you had enough time here right now. At this point, you have enough time. So let's move on and get started. So like I said, this is Rima Evenstar. I will leave the link down below so you don't have to deal with my beautiful voice. So yeah, let's see what Rima has to say about the situation. Now remember, this is before Nijisanji, before the termination of Selene. So this is basically how Nijisanji destroyed their reputation. So let's go see what she has to say. This is gonna be 36 minutes, so let's go. Hopefully my internet, my PC can hold out. If not, then I hope an ad pops up to help me get the frame rates up and running. Alright, let's get started. Alright. Alpha P6, really? Okay.
On January 5th, Nijisanji shocked fans around the world by dropping the graduation notice for Pomo Rainpuff, one of Nijisanji's earliest recruit who debuted back in 2021 among the first English wave called Lazulite. Since then, she has continued to become one of the most prominent and successful member of her organization, which is why her graduation announcement was particularly concerning as she was considered one of the main pillars of Nijisanji. These news also came at the crux of Nijisanji backlash and speculation following a series
this is
event involving one of their most popular libraries.
Which she disappeared. This happened
to which we'll get into the deets later.
Now this is before, during the disappearance.
Seemingly came out of nowhere. Pomo has cited that she wanted to pursue other creative endeavors,
supposedly,
as part of the reasons for her graduation. But was
that
this
happened. Thank you.
Really out of nowhere? Were they telltale signs leading to this? When Pomo graduated, she unprivated all of her membership streams, and it got revealed that her management had turned down a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for her.
Oh yeah, that's right.
How do I put it? There was a really big opportunity that was offered to me, and I get why it wasn't accepted, but it's really...
I remember this. That was so sad. Once in a lifetime.
Things weren't
negotiated or anything. In a lifetime. I don't know what it is, but
5 days later, after this particular clip would start circulating online, Nijisanji management would reprivate this membership VOD.
Oh, really?
The company mission clearly articulating values such as be considerate, speak with honesty, and be sincere with your actions on their official website. It's astonishing to observe the substantial backlash directed towards Nijisanji. The company had a promising debut, and it appeared back then that the CEO demonstrated considerable foresight during the company's inception. However, this foresight hasn't translated into positive public reception in recent years. It highlights a stark contrast between their auspicious start and the decline in the public perception of them over time. So let's find out exactly how this came to be.
Alright, here you go.
Originally founded in 2017 by CEO Riku Tezumi under its previous company name Ichikara. He actually took a leave of absence from his university to launch the company at just the age of 21 years old. Today, he is 26 years old, and his company is worth upward of $2.5 billion. As for reported in October 2022, Riku is now worth more than $1 billion, making him one of the youngest billionaires in Japan.
It's not going to be for long.
Quite impressive. After participating in a long-term internship at Tokyo-based web solution provider KIX, he took a leave of absence of Waseda University.
I have to say, she has beautiful eyes. I know it's serious, but she's a horse girl too, so hat head.
Followed by a rebranding of
she's gonna kick me.
Into the
beautiful eyes.
All know today.
Sorry, I know it's a serious situation. I'm so sorry.
Enigmatic figure to which
beautiful eyes.
Much about besides the few articles.
Well, that's it.
How much he's worth.
Sorry.
What netizens do when they're missing information? They fill in the blanks. And that's where the whole Nijisanji CEO buying a yacht memes comes from.
The credit for the yachts has to come from somewhere. And how do you think Riku builds his jet?
After all, what do young rich
from the
kids
bones of his minions?
Yacht, of course. However, Riku has never flaunted or officially disclosed that he owns a yacht.
But he has said it. Wait.
Disappointing.
Didn't he already say that?
To clarify,
I thought he said that.
People clearly believe this to be true. when it's unfounded. However, it is quite telling of the perception people hold regarding the leader of this company.
Oh yeah.
It's good to note that Riku originally founded Niji with the purpose of promoting the use of live 2D models and streaming as opposed to the 3D format.
That was how it was
at the time due to Kizuna Eye.
and then it
At the center of
exploded.
Niji's marketing push was a revolutionary tech. Their custom facial recognition app, utilizing then the new iPhone's X.
They really brought in a whole new genre.
Today, this
Chip added.
technology has become the norm, but back then, it was brand new. At this point,
They really brought it in.
he sought out investment to expand his
But
company
unfortunately,
and take a large part of the market
idiocy.
share. In 2018, there were auditions starting for a Chinese branch in Shanghai and Taipei, which would result in the recruitment of 16 livers.
Which I think
This was a
failed.
joint project made with a company called Capsule Inc.
I think. I don't know.
Unfortunately for Capsule, Niji would not renew their contract. Capsule would
Ooh.
retain the livers and change their
Hey.
name to V-Ego, but would shortly go under and close their doors by March 2020.
Ooh.
But this would not deter Riku Tazumi, as he had other plans. Just a month after the end of the original Chinese branch in April 2019, the Virtual Real project would then emerge from a joint operation between AnyColor and the popular Chinese streaming website Bilibili.
Hey, that's actually pretty good. Too bad it's all for naught.
Standing partnership with China. At present, Nijisanji boasts over 179
So I'm reacting the
active
way I usually
livers
do.
across 2 branches, 145 members in Nijisanji's main branch, 34 members in the EN branch, on top of the 67 members within Virtual Real, which is quite the feat. This partnership helped them penetrate and navigate the difficult Chinese market, as well as bring ton of venture capital for their rapid expansion they wanted. Today, Bilibili is the 4th biggest shareholder within the company. This underlines the importance of this long-standing partnership within these 2 industry titans.
Sorry about ads right now.
AnyColor's duty to one of his principal shareholder can affect some of the decisions they
What's
make.
the-
Continuing
In the beginning, they were pretty good.
in September
They're pretty good.
2019, Nichi launched their Indonesian branch. And in
Oh,
January
yeah.
of 2020, both the Korean and Indian branches also had officially begun their activities.
This is
Nichi
before,
then set
I
their
think,
eyes
Hololive.
on the English market. First, they tried to rebrand their Indian branch to an English one. But when that didn't work, they decided to axe the whole India branch.
They
Much to
failed
the
where
public's
Hololive
surprise, as they
succeeded.
had grown fond of these talents. Already there, AnyColor or Ichikara back then received tons
exactly.
of criticism from fans.
That was back then. What the heck
attached
happened?
To these idols. These aren't just products you can shelves. These are people who have
Yeah.
nurtured a relationship with their fandoms. But Nijisanji kept on pushing forward. On May 2021, their
Look at
first
this.
EN wave dubbed Lazulite debuted, consisting of 3 female livers.
I'm trying to think,
Pandora, Pomo Rainpuff.
Wait, they're real. They're the first
In
generation?
December 2021,
Oh,
the
dang.
4th wave of Niji EN
Wait,
male
4th wave?
division,
Oh, okay.
Luxium, debuted with a bang,
think they're
capturing
I don't
the
know.
hearts of
Never
a
mind, never mind.
previously untapped
Forget what I said.
demographic in the West, the female audience. Inspired by the success of their male
True.
VTuber Kuzuha in Japan, Nijisanji soared to new heights, propelled by notable members such as Vox Akuma, who emerged as the company's highest earner.
Now, this is the one I think that Nijisanji actually succeeded against Hololive.
This era is often regarded as Nijisanji's golden age, with the initial 20 members dubbed the Golden 20. However, I believe this narrative is primarily crafted to undermine the potential of new and emerging talents within Nijisanji. In my humble opinion, it seems unjust to imply that the best days are already behind them, especially considering they weren't even the first 20 VTubers, given the prior shutdown of an entire branch. But I guess it makes them the Golden 20 survivors or something.
Ha!
Here, we mark a pattern of extremely fast expansion, but also the swift termination of entire divisions that are underperforming in the favor of focusing on more lucrative.
Which is why I think.
The term shotgun approach has been used several times to describe
Sorry,
Nijisanji's
never mind.
extremely fast pace at which they debut new talents. The shotgun approach is a marketing
Oh,
used to
yeah, that's
describe
right.
the more is better mentality. Meaning They
Jeez.
kind of just throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and see what sticks. It's
I know that. That's called.
increase the
We
odds
have
of
that in
hitting a
video. There's
target when it's more
something like that in video
difficult
games.
to focus on one. The VTubing community being so new and wide, it sort of makes sense why they would choose this approach over a more cultivated one. And this is something Nijisanji has previously stated in their quarterly reports. The cultivated approach, on the other hand, is the opposite. It's a thoughtful, focused and deliberate strategy of creating and marketing new products. The product in this case being VTubers. This approach is also highly popular in idol groups such as
Which is unfortunate.
where the strategy is to create multiple groups of the same branch in several countries. The AKB48 group is the
Which is why I
highest
think
earning musical act in
they failed in the end, but
history.
Hololive
So
succeeded.
perhaps there
Which
is some validity
I
to
believe
that
is jealousy
strategy,
for them,
although
for
AKB
Nijisanji.
has more
That's
than
my
90
opinion.
members across various groups, and Nijisanji has well over double that amount.
Woo!
But for now, everything appeared to be going well. But this trend in Nijisanji's business practices continued. Slowly but surely, the once vibrant and glossy facade started to show signs of underlying cracks. First, it started when Nijisanji decided to absorb the Korean and Indonesian branch into its main Japanese branch. The livers were pretty much given the choice to graduate or continue with them. Those who could speak Japanese fairly well stayed and adapted.
Ooh, that's
For those who
unfortunate.
felt like it wasn't worth it anymore, they just left. There isn't
hey.
Korean or Indonesian streamers
Ooh.
left into Nijisanji nowadays.
Ooh, that's sad.
Public opinion mostly swayed towards agreeing that the Korean branch merge was for the best, as they came with allegations of mismanagement and allegations of bullying within the branch. This was due to some weird power imbalance.
Wow, this is how it started, I'm guessing.
Was even a thing.
This is where the whole thing started.
A lot of baggage. There's a lot more.
It didn't really
to the story,
start off
but
until Selene did. They did it to
It's very
Selene.
muddled, and we won't have time to get into it today. But it probably was for the best. But the merger of the Indonesian branch, on the other hand, generated discontent among the public for several reasons. Firstly, there was a concerning trend of Niji ID members gradually leaving, with a significant number of graduation one after the other. Additionally, the branch faced issues of neglect, experiencing a decline in support that left members almost unsupported. Instances like Mika stating that it didn't matter what she said, as the manager wasn't watching her streams anyway, reflected the diminishing engagement. But the concrete evidence lay in the list of graduated members, where out of a total of 20, 12 had already graduated, leaving only 8 members remaining. This pattern of departures contributed to the overall dissatisfaction within the community. Recently, the departure of one of Nijisanji's most popular streamer, Mika, has stirred significant attention. Listening to her reflections on the graduation, it becomes apparent that she felt neglected, contributing to the growing speculations about Nijisanji's talents mismanagement. Mika highlighted instance where she was supposed to sell merchandise at a convention, but the management failed to provide her with anything to sell. They basically forgot about her. Other ID members such as Reza Aveluna has also talked about not even having enough resources to go on with basic life necessities before graduating.
We're just talking about our XID members. Some of them are really good, like content creators. They really do deserve more support and financial. Everything is about money. If you have an idea for a content, if there's no money for it, you can't make the content. If you don't get money from it, well, you might. It's like some people feel like might as well they do other things that will bring the money. There's a lot of amazing content creator within XID. The problem is just there's no
support.
One thing I'd say, there's no funding. Again, donation and other stuff, AdSense. It's just not enough.
Now, before you say, but Rima, why is his experience so different? Many other livers have talked about enjoying their time within the company. Look, these VTubers have what we call a survivor bias. Survivor bias occurs when we only consider successful outcomes, ignoring those who failed, leading to a distorted view of reality. It's like judging a game only by the winners without acknowledging those who didn't make it. If you want to put things in perspective, Nijisanji has employed a total of 200
basically the chosen ones
since its existence.
They rather believe in the lies.
With the company anymore.
I think is what it's saying.
73 of them will never get to see their dreams come true. Plus, it's not everyone that will treat everybody equally. But in general, I find it interesting to see how one truly behaves by how they treat somebody they don't think can be useful to them. It is well known that Nijisanji has a culture of meritocracy and competition. They basically throw you out there and give you a big old slap on the butt and tell you, go get him, son. So VTubers
that feels like my job, my ex job, my last job.
Of limited resources against each other's. and those who manage to stand out from the crowd and generate the most numbers have access to these resources.
That is
who have
sad.
the most chances of being successful.
Favoritism,
But back to Mika.
basically.
During her graduation announcement, she expressed a sense of accomplishment, suggesting she had reached a ceiling in her potential with
butt.
Nijisanji.
In Niji, I kind of
Oh, yeah.
goals, right? You guys know that like I made goals and like I wanna
She reached the ceiling
subs or get
of Nijisanji's ceiling,
have a
and she couldn't go
concert.
past
Basically,
that.
as time went on, I realized there are certain goals that I can and cannot achieve. So I wanted to achieve all the goals I possibly could that is fully in my control. Basically, all goals that I see as achievable in Nijisanji have been achieved.
In
She also
Nijisanji.
expressed a desire for a 3D model,
Hey.
a resource that Nijisanji should technically have access to, as
Should,
highlighted in
but
an
didn't
official interview
want to
on the
waste
NCOL
money on it, huh?
website. In this interview, the leader of the overseas talent managers and the head of overseas of operations described their responsibility to connect talents with the necessary resources to fulfill their needs, stating that the manager takes the lead to obtain a budget from the company to create 3D models. The key to this job is finding out how to help the livers maximize their self-expression. So if it's the manager's job to take the lead to obtain budgets from the company to create 3D models, why was this not done for Mika? We don't know. But the real downer that I believe brought morale down, not within just the fans alone, but within the company itself, was Nijisanji's cancellation, or should I say postponement, of the AR Live 3D concert.
Oh, that's right.
Talents had been prepping for
That's
over
right.
months.
That happened.
Recording was done.
Like everybody was like,
Traveled
there's so much
abroad and
delays.
taken time out of their busy schedule to rehearse for
Ooh.
this event, and then
It got
Nijisanji pulled the plug on it.
postponed. Oh,
Not only that,
gosh.
but the announcement itself was so badly worded that talents like Pomu had to clarify it.
They said canceled. It's postponed.
It's like,
Postponed.
it just keep getting more and
I know
more.
what the wording
It's
is,
just building up more and
But
more.
it's postponed.
The
It
library
really
also lost the money from
well,
their
the
travel
band really
tickets.
busted.
Allegedly,
Oh,
they
that's
got
right.
reimbursed 1 to 2% of their travel expenses. Sadly,
Oh,
due to the
wow.
library's freelance status, which lacks the same protection as a salaried position, this is legal. In contrast,
Oh,
salaried talents
man.
in companies such as
Yeah.
Hololive typically have their lodging and travel plans covered.
Yeah, they usually do
The
stuff.
difference in employment status contributes to variations in financial support within these agencies.
Oof.
This event, along with a series of other mishaps, marks a pivotal point in the public perception of the company, and more importantly, the disregard for a talent's time.
It kept building up from here.
The general
kept building up.
discouragement can be seen throughout the livers' reaction, who did not necessarily mince their words. You can see here even Niji's golden goose Box Akuma tweeting, "Everyone is so tired, give your Oshi some love
Oh,
today.
man.
We're all devastated by the event being cancelled due
Yeah.
to COVID."
Uh-huh.
COVID in quotation with a skull emoji.
Yeah, exactly.
should tell you all you need.
Wow.
Prior to the AR cancellation, there was another 3D concert, Nichi Fest 2022, that Nijisanji VTubers were supposed to participate in,
Oh,
which unfortunately many of them got cancelled due
This
to
kept building
unforeseen
up.
events,
This kept
as
building
stated by
up.
the company. Indeed, just a day before the event, the agency announced that a couple talents wouldn't be able to make it. Many livers took to Twitter again to express their disappointment, but this was
Yeah.
especially sad for Pomu, who had repeatedly been asking management for a 3D model without being able to get one.
Oh, that's right.
To note that she finally got
Yay.
a long overdue 3D debuts 11 months ago. But that wouldn't be the end of their works,
Nope.
as just a few days later,
Man.
Nijisanji drops a huge bomb that
There
would
you go.
backfire so immensely that it would even scare a Minecraft creeper.
What happened?
On March 10th, they released a scathing letter announcing the graduation of the liver Zion, detailing the many ways in which she had broken the rules.
Oh yeah, they
The
kept.
statement
They
specifically
kept
highlighted
freaking.
offensive remarks regarding
My butt.
discrimination and sexual assault.
They kept
endorsing
bashing
comments
her.
defaming Nijisanji life
Ugh.
of any color through her personal social media accounts, and falsely claiming to have received permission from any
Oh, my
company
butt.
after a viewer mentioned a prohibited
After what happened.
in my opinion, in my opinion,
Yo, what's up?
Here, sweetie, this was
yeah,
made
my
to
opinion.
throw Zion under the bus.
Exactly.
It was received with mixed feelings. Some wonder why it was so much more detailed than all the other announcements we've got before, and some being pleased she got laid off, as she had gotten quite a few detractors over the mishaps she had been involved in recently. And on this note, I know the community keeps calling out for transparency, but to me, it's always a little eerie to see a detailed letter from your employer telling the world in all the ways you up. But anyway, that wasn't the end of it, because Zion, under the identity of Sayu, then fired back and decided to break her silence. And when it comes to this particular Niji Yab, I haven't seen a plant blow up this spectacularly since I tried.
Ha!
Indeed, in her tweet longer that she released to the
I'm glad she did this.
The public made some startling discoveries that would
It was,
change the way
and this
they
is what
perceive
started
the company
helping
forever.
people
In
see
the
the inside of
disclosed document,
Nijisanji.
several
But after this just kept building up and building up.
emerged. First, Nijisanji's management imposed restrictions on livers' social media use, including prohibiting the use of their past live Twitter accounts and locking them out of their main accounts during suspensions. This even led to penalties when they accidentally liked the reply while browsing. Second, the revelation that Nijisanji livers were not salaried. Indeed, in an interview, when asked about a monthly salary, the response was, "No, but I can tell you that if you sign under us, you'll make more than you're making right now."
My butt.
Of guaranteed income structure, especially during
I'm not doing that.
Is
I need numbers.
Low salary.
I need numbers.
On voice packs and stuff. So I can't really say if it's low salary or not.
You get 2%.
Do it. They don't exactly get enough resource for them to even
2%.
Thirdly, the XLA branch having a single manager who was a 2 weeks old hire adds another layer of concern
that's
about
right.
the management structure within Niji. Notably, one reason cited for
Not to
Zion's
mention
suspension
so
was
much.
direct messaging a manager, which seems like a seemingly disproportionate response. Shouldn't you be able to message a manager when you're getting the
You should be allowed to message the manager.
Direct manager? But perhaps the most unsettling revelation was the confirmation of stealth suspensions within the company.
Oh yeah,
Manager
they kept doing
pressured
that.
her to fabricate
Plus,
a story for her fans.
Remember, they kept debuting people.
Where suspensions
They kept
are
debuting
disguised as breaks.
during that year.
Revelation fostered public skepticism about future livers announcements or breaks, as we'll see later in the video. And this,
So many
the closing
graduations
of various
happened recently.
Nijisanji branches fuels public perception that Nijisanji may have overextended itself or mismanaged its talents. The lack of transparency and questionable management practices have led to growing concerns among the community. Sayu even went on to later reveal that the livers also did not get to keep their silver play buttons either.
Oh, yeah.
The silver play button serves as a token to celebrate a creator's achievement once they reach 100k subscribers. And during a stream, she stated,
I don't believe anyone there gets to keep or receive
That is some
because it is the
BS.
companies, right?
I tried to think in my head.
Niji Liver tweeted about receiving their play buttons
My
or
butt.
starting showing them, which made people wonder who was telling the truth. But
I
then
doubt it.
people
That's-
were quick to
no,
point
that's
out
fake.
It looked like it was all posted from the same tape.
Exactly, look at it.
So the Liver
Lying.
might not have access to them physically.
Looks like the same standard white table you usually have in an office. Or a jet.
I see what you did here.
Melted down salt for jet money.
What am I truly mind-blowingly confused about, though?
First of all, isn't this the
why
same
not
thing?
Just ship it to them.
Yeah.
Surely it's not that expensive.
Oh, sorry, not the same thing. Sorry.
Worth
Look.
billions of dollars.
Look.
Surely that won't
Compared to Hollow Knight, they're getting their play buttons.
right? But I guess this is just one other thing that the VTubing industry won't ever reveal. Another example where fans were highly skeptical of the company is when Nijisanji VTuber Kyoka Neko apologized on X just one day after stating solidly that he would not apologize for a joke he made.
I do understand that that upset people. However, I do want to say, I stand by what I said earlier when I say I don't believe that is racist.
Now this is where I
hate
feel
to
like
break it
it's
to you,
getting out
but
of control
I
on
don't believe that's racist, and I think you
Yes.
coming at me and
Sorry,
assuming
my brain,
that
sorry.
means I'm a racist or that is racist. Is you're
Sorry.
creating a conclusion
I'm just saying
based
that
on my
I
character
saw this,
about something that
and I was wondering. We have a lot of
jokesters
jokesters out there recently. Comedians.
Fans speculated that these words sounded more like the words of a corporation rather than his own, and alleged a week-long suspension rather than him opting to take a break. There are numerous other instances that have contributed to a decline in Nijisanji's public reputation, and while I can't cover them all here, or will be here until tomorrow, I'll highlight a few significant ones. First and foremost, Nijisanji faced criticism for attempting to suppress voices critical of their practices by either striking or
That's right.
creators like False ID and Kyo. This kind of action generally doesn't sit well with audiences who heavily dislike feeling deceived. Additionally, there were issues with the quality of the merchandises that they try to sell to fans, particularly the Luxium first anniversary rings, leading to a fan revolt. Or another instance was when t-shirts quality were so low and simple that fans compared them to bootleg VTuber merch. This event untimely came right after Mista joked that the livers earned a meager 1 to 3% revenue from merchandise.
I'm just kidding, bro. I get like 1% from merch sales. I ain't get shit. Fuck, man. I'm getting scammed myself. I wish be joking. Anyway.
And these allegations were so wild that even Kason reacted to them, tweeting,
"Damn, 1 to 2% is fucked up. Companies, please respect the talents. If you can't, just let them go without any threats and loss."
Look at that!
I used to be bitching about 50% being low, but what the fuck?
Yeah, god dang.
I am so lucky.
50%? 50% sounds pretty good, actually.
Best to support a
I
talent.
think 50% should be really good. You're getting half at least. But still,
the best way to
that's my
support
opinion.
a talent is actually through voice pack purchases. So you know what to do. You want to support the talent? Make sure you get some of those sweet voice packs. The departures of Nijisanji livers Mr. Rias and Nina Kozaka to VShoujo have attracted attention. Both of them hinted at feeling more supported, appreciated, and cared for by their new management.
Yeah, there you go.
But it was just so surprising to me that, you know, my manager's like, how can I help? You need me to hire somebody, artist, you need
I know, it's amazing.
What do you need? How is this gonna go?
This really opened the eyes of a lot of people. When they would start realizing, when they heard Matara-kan and Kuro9 hearing this.
Kind of left dropping many hints and jabs at their former company. At this point, there is mounting dissatisfaction within the Nijisanji community, and it feels palpable. It feels like it is about to reach a tipping point, until it finally did on none other than Christmas Day. He is one of the most prominent members of the Nijisanji branch. On Christmas Day,
she has no idea what she has no idea that it was going to be
which was
going even more.
By Nijisanji in the following hours. This song
Man, Rima, you have no idea what's about to happen.
Planned as a Christmas gift for them for several months, and a video she personally invested up to $15,000.
She had to pay for this herself.
Came as a surprise. Tetsuki took to Twitter, formerly X,
BS.
or is it the other way around, to encourage people to re-upload and share the song as she wasn't allowed to. Speculation then arose regarding a copyright issue, but this couldn't be the case as Solen had obtained permission from Lily Bush's producer to cover the song.
It because they were missing the producer approval, and then so I actually reached out to the producer because I realized we had mutual followings. And I was like, hey, can I do a cover of your song?
There you go. She got permission from the original person.
Of course you can.
From management.
Some suggested that the privatization might be due to missing paperwork for a song that involved a large amount of people. But more nefarious insinuations arose from her strong hits at graduation and allusions to former Nijisanji members who had had graduated and joined another company within the video. It's important to note that these are only speculations, as I'm sharing the various narratives that have been circulating.
At the point of this, when this video was made.
Excellence Nijisanji's colleague Millie Parfait commented on the post, raising questions about final approval before releasing the video. This shifted the conversation toward potential approval issues. Fans, dissatisfied, reached out to Nijisanji customer support, receiving a generate corporate PR response, confirming that it was indeed an approval issue. But this response was not enough to convince the mass majority of the already suspicious fan base. In fact, the Millie's response threw oil on an already burning fire of discontentment. Wondered why this wasn't settled privately in DMs and felt that it was performative. Whether this was Millie's attempt to quell the flames of speculation and backlash against the company they all work for, or perhaps it was a genuine attempt at understanding the situation, the general public didn't perceive it positively. And all hell broke loose with the different factions fighting each other online. She received backlash for potentially siding with the corporation and throwing her colleague under the bus. In either case, it didn't look too good.
No, it didn't.
The reason why was because fans were already so frustrated. This video privatization came after a series of events this year where many of Selentatsuki's projects were either interfered with or straight up shut down by management. The first,
they literally kept shutting everything down.
Shut down her Fall Guys tournament, and she was then informed that she wouldn't be able to organize any more international tournaments moving forward. No explanation were provided for these decisions.
They kept doing this. I don't know what. They were putting more fuel on the fire for no reason.
Only. I know a lot of fans that were looking forward to the Fall Guys tournament, and I didn't want to leave people in the dark, so I wanted to.
This video is coming before the day on the seventh day.
About my excitement and starting my plans with organizing the tournament.
Rima Evenstar has. I bet you Rima Evenstar was just as surprised as all of us
for it before the Puyo Tetris
when Selene was terminated, like out of nowhere.
A new date when I thought it was.
And in another instance, about a year ago, Selene voiced her frustrations at the slow process of approval within the company and rule changes when she was organizing an art contest with a prize pool of $5,000. Because of the very slow process and rule changes, she had to rush her art contest. Not only that, but had to fight for her to be able to give out a prize money out of her own pocket.
And they were stopping her from using her own money, which is kind of bad. Because why are you stopping from using her own money?
To give you guys a month now, but my ticket might expire. Will expire if I give artists a month now. So I'm still setting it up at the moment. Still waiting for management stuff, but like I don't want to rush artists, but literally the only time I'll get another opportunity to get another outfit ticket is like a long time.
In my opinion, the whole song release was a complete PR disaster. Not because the song was halted, but because it went through all the release steps. Only after being done, promoted, and then published did management finally bring it up as an issue. This pattern highlights the significant issues within
and this
Nijisanji,
would all accumulate.
There's a disconnect between
Lily, on the 7th.
Again and again and again, it seems to be their biggest issue, where the head doesn't know what the tail is doing. From a consumer standpoint, the company seems fragmented and lacks communication.
We still got time.
Premium feel of a well-oiled machine. And I truly believe that fixing these operational issues would go such a long way, as it would address most gripes people have with the company. However,
unfortunately, no.
Took an eerily bizarre turn.
Oh, here you go.
After that tweet, Selene became completely absent from social media, missing out on a few planned collaborations.
She disappeared.
More recently, Nijisanji had to cancel her appearance at Anime
Here it is. Here it is. This is the moment where she disappeared.
Refunds to the affected fans. But shortly after, Selene tweeted from her main account saying,
"Thank you to everyone for the support since I've I'm
this
discharged from the hospital
was not
for helping me after my accident. Thank you to
now this
for all the kind
is actually a lie.
I will keep trying.
She if I remember, she disappeared before.
And then followed that tweet with,
she disappeared before.
For the silence. I've been in the
this
hospital
day,
after an accident and
the
was there
27th,
for a few
this
days
came
to
out.
be under supervision.
Supposedly,
I just got
the
back access to my
26th
phone yesterday.
is when she disappeared.
She
lost access.
well now, and we
Yeah,
wish her
it's
the
good.
best recovery. However,
No,
the internet
what happened to
being
her
the
really
internet,
did happen.
This tweet still raises
But
concerns. And while I
what happened after this is when it started going out of control.
where they are coming from. After all,
Ugh.
during the whole Zion leaks, we learned that talents did not have access to their social media accounts.
They
during
really did not
suspension.
do it so good.
Internet Detective also got on the case, some even going as far as pointing out discrepancies between the apostrophes,
Here you
which
go.
I found quite hilarious. And just to be clear, they claim she never used the squiggly apostrophe, but I found several tweets where she did use those, so I'm pretty sure this is definitely unfounded as well. But I'm gonna move on from this topic for now. Two
Hey.
recurring theme emerges. Firstly,
There you
management
go.
appears to be unreliable, and more significantly, Nijisanji has lost the public trust over the years.
Oh, and it's about to get a turning point.
Towards the company makes it difficult for people to believe them, and discovering attempts to silence creators and instances of
Which supposedly is still happening now,
understandable
since
doubts about their
since the
statements.
reputation is
An
like
air of
destroyed.
secrecy looms over the corporation. While I hope they address their managerial issues,
Oh, you have no idea, Rima.
competition in the
You have
V2B
no idea.
scene, rebuilding trust will be the more challenging aspect of repairing their damaged reputation. But it's doable. It's just gonna take time. Despite this,
Hey.
financially, the company is thriving. The Japanese
Oh,
division is
wow.
flourishing, and the overall stock price is on the rise.
Hey.
Honestly, public opinion
All this is before.
significantly affected them, and I can guarantee you that Nijisanji isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Time will tell if treating talents like they are products and having a policy of meritocracy within the company will work well in the long run. Economically, there are clear perks to this business philosophy. But what happens when fandoms start developing emotional attachment to these products? After all, they are not material objects. They are humans, and the VTubing community is quite adamant on having these people being treated well and fairly. I can think of a few companies that have created products to which consumers have emotional attachments to, but also are known for their horrible management. We love their products.
Sorry, I looked some.
Well, most of them at least. But we're not afraid of criticizing these companies.
Nice.
So I don't see why it should be any different for a VTubing company. Why shouldn't we be able to criticize VTubing companies when they mess up?
The whole Niji liver has like 200 plus.
My gosh, Rima has no idea from the moment she made this video. I don't think she realized how big this dam was about to burst.
But I mean, who's counting? Certainly not me.
Huh?
Anyway, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Check out my Patreon, and until next time, peace out. At the center of Niji's marketing push
Hello.
was a revolutionary tech.
And this is recent.
At the center of Niji's marketing push was a revolutionary.
Huh? Okay. This is recent. Just to let you know, this is when it was recent. If you want to go look that up. But I have to say this now that this was made, like, I think a few weeks before we found out what happened. Literally, this was made before. So just to let you know, this isn't like during, this is before. And I was looking at this, I didn't want to do this until the day we found out Selene was terminated. Like I said, I don't think anybody expected. Maybe some did, but I don't think anyone expected. I bet there's even another content creator who literally made a script about Face Connect being a sleeping giant 9 days before this entire incident happened, which is hilarious when it came out because it's hilarious. But still, my God, the fact that like seriously, the way it was worded out, you would think that yeah, exactly. That all this, the end part, wow. The fact that you hear that and then you see what just happened, wow, literally the dam broke. The dang dam broke. Oh, immensely. Once everyone found that Selene was freaking terminated. Like, wow. Like I said, disappeared for a month. We were worried, especially since the tweet was describing how she basically had an accident, which, of course, warning. It was a self-harm thing, which, yeah, we were all worried for her, and then she was terminated, and then we all got pissed. Like I said, once again, this video was made before the drama began, before we found out. And like I said, all the wording here, wow, I don't even think she realized how much of a dam was about to burst. The saying that Nijisanji needs to change and everything else happening in there, that the fans were already upset, and it was just doing all this, and all these graduations, everything happening. Well, I don't think she had any idea. Well, I of course, none of us thought that had any idea. But either way, back on topic. Had any idea this dam was about to burst at that day. Like I said, this was made, like, I think a week or two before this incident happened. Let me know if I got that right, if I got that correct or not. But either way, before anyone thinks that she got the information wrong, no, this is before this whole incident happened. And I can attest because I actually saw this on my feeds when I'm looking on YouTube sometimes, and this was like, oh, how they need to start to terminate, and I just saw that like like lost the trust on my YouTube feeds, and I saw this before. So many people were like wondering what's going on. Heck, Evanito, he watched this video, and he was actually saying that he was a Nijisanji supporter, and I bet he was even surprised when we found out that Selene was terminated. Like, so many of us were like wondering what the heck was going on. Like I said, I made a freaking almost 2-hour long video, and most of that is just me ranting and pissed about it. Just to let you know, I was pissed and I was ranting. So just to let you know, it's on my channel. Like, look it up. But yeah, like I said, my God, and just all this piling up, all this information that we have here, just kept piling and piling and piling up to the point where the dang dam finally burst. Like I said before, none of us had any idea how much that dam was going to burst. We were all waiting for Selene, and then Nijisanji did that idiotic thing. And like I said, did that idiotic thing, and that dam finally burst. All the weight of that information that we just saw here has been piling up, and this moment finally bursted it. There was so much here that proved that Nijisanji did that it just pushed everyone over the edge. Everyone had enough. I had enough. I was wondering when Selene was back. It was going to come back. And literally, but also Rima Evenstar, great work here. I have to say, great work. It's fantastic work. And the fact that all this is learning how Nijisanji has done all this, and now they're falling apart right now. Just, oh my gosh. Like I said, I don't know what they were thinking. Like I said, I'm just saying that, I also saw a little bit of the video of the legal mindset, which, like I said, I'll put it in the video down below description. This is just another topic that I was actually looking that up and seeing that because I'm not a lawyer. I go and try to think of the mindset of the lawyer, and I was thinking how much maybe that Doki has some legal battle, and it just, as an outsider, just looking at this it just feels like I can give my own hindsight on this. Like, for example, is this considered a retaliation? Now, I'm not familiar with the law of basically Japan or Canada, but I do know that in the U.S. that if your boss decides to retaliate after you do something for whatever reason, that even though it's not your fault, like you tell the truth and they decide to retaliate you, like for example they give you a write-up, and then that's retaliation. Like, you tell the truth and they give you a write-up for no reason. That's actually retaliation right there. So I don't know if there's a retaliation charge so long, because I didn't hear him talk about that. But maybe, because I only saw a clip version of that. But either way, it just feels like so much is happening. It's just, yeah. Once again, Rima Evenstar, that is fantastic work. Like I said, I bet you had no idea. I bet you had no idea that this entire thing was going to burst the moment we found out Selene was... I mean, like I said, none of us were ready to find out Like I said, I said this on my video one time, that I said the time on that video, that I said that I found out on the 7th of that day at 6:30 in the afternoon, at night, at 6:30 p.m. And I was pissed. I found it out. I still remember that day. I don't remember the day, but I do remember that on the 7th, that I literally, Monday, never mind, that I found out. Last week, I think. 2 weeks ago? I don't know. It was just, I got exhausted, but my gosh. I'm sorry that I'm ranting here. So, yeah, you could have left by now if you wanted to. But, yeah. Seriously. But, like I said, Rima Evenstar, great work. Fantastic. I'll be linking this down below if you want to get the entire information without my beautiful voice. And, like I said, this entire information, like I said, once again, Rima, I bet you did not realize how, I think she might have realized that maybe sooner or later the dam was going to break, but I don't think she ever realized that this was going to break this bad. Like, it was going to break this bad, because like I said, over the years, it was just piling up, and the moment they did this to Selene, sorry about that, and the moment this happened to Selene, wow. It just burst. Like I said, none of us expected this. Like this, a lot of people were just reacting to the information about Nijisanji and what happened to Selene, and we were all wondering. And then, yeah, like I said, once this burst, none of us realized, we're shocked, and none of us realized how much this was going to burst. Yeah, so yeah, that's about it. I'm going to be posting this, yeah, when I can. Jesus. Man, if you want to see this video, like I said, I'll leave the link down below. And for right now, and like I said, this is from Rima Evenstar. So for right now, I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment, subscribe down below if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about. Let me know what you thought about this. Now, like I said, this was before we found out about Selene's termination. Or Doki, I should start calling her now. I need to keep talking about it. I just know her as Selene. I need to start adjusting that. But like I said, let me know what you thought about this information before before Selene's Doki's termination. Let me know what you thought about it. Let me know what you thought about the information here. Is it accurate? Is it accurate? Which of course should be accurate. I'm not saying it isn't, but let me know what you think about this issue. Is there any information that basically that was missing? Anything else? What do you think? What happened? Were you one of the people who were basically just wondering where Selene was? Were you also one of the people who were just happened to be just, oh, something's happening to Selene, and just, or like Rima Evenstar was wondering, like, all this reputation, and then we're wondering, well, they gotta start changing, hopefully they start changing, and were you just as surprised that this happened of Selene, and then it started bursting, and were you even more surprised that it would burst it this much? Like, seriously, let me know down in the comments. But for right now, I hope you enjoyed it. Comment, subscribe down below if you enjoyed it. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Press the black bell button to be notified when my videos pop up, or just come to my channel every once in a while, because you know YouTube doesn't bother. And also share the video; it really helps me out. Really helps me out a lot. And that's about it. Like I said, I forgot anything, I'll let you know next video. But for right now, my dark minions dismissed.